In our past 2 videos, we've given you little sneak peeks into what we're currently working on and the exciting plans we have for the coming weeks. But before we can really dive into the big projects ahead, there is some important prep work that needs to be done. These steps might not seem as glamorous as the big projects, but they're pretty important to making sure everything goes smoothly later on.
Good afternoon! It's been a busy week. I haven't been able to film much because I was working together with Claude on the dumper. Claude had someone coming by who showed me how to weld, so that's something I know now as well. So many things were going on. I've been helping Claude as well with some little stuff if some car comes in and he needs 2 people, so I've helped him out as well, which is just normal. He's helped me out a lot and I'm learning a lot from him, from the old machines. He has a lot of knowledge, and I like to work with him. But what we need to do now is the dumper is okay. It still has some leaks, but that doesn't matter that much. I can solve them after I've been working, because in 2 days my brother-in-law Ruben and Annick, my sister, come here and he's gonna help me move some of the soil from the back of the barns so we can finally start working on it again. We've had 2-3 weeks of beautiful weather, so the ground is dry, so we can drive through the yards. I tried it with the dumper. We're not sinking away, so that's pretty good. So what I'm gonna do today, it's a little bit hot and I wish I could do it with a tractor, but it's gonna be with the strimmer. We want the pond over here. We're gonna make it 1,000 square meters. You don't need a permit for it, unless I'm mistaken, but I looked it up. But to do that, I need to strim a little bit so we can drive through it with the dumper. Because I tried it in the other field, and if you drive through the long grass, all the grass starts winding up on the prop shafts. So I don't know if that's that good. So I'm gonna set it out. Not very accurate, but that we have an idea where we want to dump all the soil. So once I will start making the dam, I don't have to move the soil anymore. I can just stand there with my little excavator and drag it into place, let's put it that way.
A few weeks ago, we treated one of our chickens for bumblefoot on her paw. While the wound has healed nicely, she's still limping a bit. She's eating well though and getting along with the other hens and rooster, but we're starting to think that the limp might be permanent, so we're gonna keep an extra eye out for her.
It's difficult to get this on camera, the terrain and the way it goes down. It goes down quite a bit here, so it's not easy to make a path in between here. I need to go 50 meters that way. Doesn't need to be straight because we want to make a natural pond, so it can be a little bit swirly, doesn't matter. Then we need to go 20 meters that way and then 50 up again. So if my calculations are correct, we'll have 1,000 square meters. So I've got quite a bit to go. In the beginning when I was there, I was trimming, I was like, oh yeah, I can see the brambles all lower, it's gonna be easier, but it actually is the terrain going down and the brambles staying up high. So in the future, hopefully I'll have a tractor. It will be easier to do these kind of tasks, but for now it's okay. You do what you do with what you have, and I have a big strimmer. It's the biggest you can get from Husqvarna, and it eats up the brambles quite good. So it is what it is. You do what you do, At least I don't need a gym membership, so I can look at it this way. Alright, like a little sauna between the sea of Brambles. I don't know if you can hear me properly, but I'm almost through. And in the middle it's grass, which I'm gonna cut down as well. This is, if you look from the house or from the barn, this is the left side of the pond where we want to make the dam. So the first part was okay, grass. Second part I have to get through is again, I was gonna say double the size, but I shouldn't exaggerate, but it is bigger than me. So I'm gonna try to push through here. Hopefully it's not too thick. And then I need to connect the two. Okay, that's it for today. The cord to start it with is broken off, so I'll fix that and I'll continue tomorrow. I think I'm almost through the sea of brambles, or the wall of brambles here, so it will be easier then. Okay, let's open this up and get this pull cord to start it attached again. It's the first time since a year that I've got this machine that something breaks, and it's not really broken, I think. This probably goes in here. No. It is a little bit fiddly. There's a spring in here, which is actually quite normal because your starting cord or pull cord always returns. Let's see if I can get it back together. Okay, this will be it for now. Should be able to start it even if it's a little bit short. Time to get some potatoes out of the ground. It's not that good of a harvest, but the plants are dead, so there's no choice but to get them out of the ground. Don't know why they are dead. This one was a little bit more alive, but yeah, no idea. The other ones are still going, but this species I planted 4 rows and they all started dying. So I thought potatoes had to flower first and then they wither away, but they didn't even flower. But anyways, we're still getting potatoes, so not too bad. One bucket of potatoes. It's crazy how these sea of brambles take up the view. You saw me punching through it, then you get a nice view of the valley and of our fields going down. It's difficult to show you, especially in the beginning when we just arrived. The brambles and tall grass and everything was right up to the house. So we cleaned a lot, made the yard a lot bigger, and we gained a lot of view because of it. But if you're inside the fields, they're 2-3 meters high, these brambles, so they take away a lot of view. I don't want all the brambles gone. That doesn't matter. The birds eat from them. There's a lot of wildlife living in between, underneath. So I still want to keep them. But I also want to keep them a little bit at bay, so they're a little bit more controllable, so we can use what we have. So, but this is 10 years of just letting nature do its business. The good thing is all those trees, all the small trees we have, oaks, is all because nobody touched the fields anymore during 10 years. So that's what makes it beautiful for us now, but we'll need to maintain it a little bit for the plants we have. Let's get some measuring tape out, see if I have 50 meters this way. Then I know I can start going to connect everything together so we have a pad for the dumper to dump the soil on. The right side is where the most of the soil will be needed, or where the dam will be at its highest. We could use the terrain more and have less of a dam, have only a dam here, but then it needs to be too big, and then you need licensing and all sorts of stuff, making it very difficult. So it's better to just keep it smaller and not have to worry about permits and studies and everything. The size we're going for doesn't need a permit. I'm just gonna use this rope, measure this rope, and then see how far I've gotten already. Okay, this rope is 9 meters, so that's easy to calculate how far I've gotten. $45. So that's another 2. And then under the camera is 2. Okay, we're there. So we're approximately 48 meters this way. So let's head that way and connect to the other path I've made. Sun is starting to poke through. It's a major difference since a few hours ago. It's gonna get hot, 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 hot. Alright, almost connected to the other pathway I made, but I'm first gonna measure it. If it's also 50 meters approximately down. This is the right pathway that I'm measuring. This one needs to go a little bit further down, so I'll do that now. Okay, this is about it.
With everything set to continue the excavation works, the next morning we opened the front gate, eagerly awaiting the arrival of Philippe's family, his sister Annick, brother-in-law Ruben, and their youngest daughter Estée. They'll be spending the next 10 days vacationing with us and lending a hand around the homestead. And they came bearing gifts. On their way, they made a detour about an hour south of Paris to pick up parts for our red tractor, specifically the front wheels.
Started digging, it's going well, the dumper is behaving, the excavator is behaving. The soil is a bit hard now because it's dry, but you can't have both. If it's too wet we can't do nothing, and if it's too dry it's a little bit rougher to dig it out again, but it is what it is. Let's hope the digger keeps on going and the dumper as well. It's a little bit of a drive to go down the yard where we want to make the dam, but it is what it is. We'll get it done somehow.